Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products number 438P. This is a steel primed security astragal. This happens to be a 7-foot astragal. It's available really in any length that you want, and we have it listed in the site in lots of different lengths. If you have need for a custom length, then it's likely that you would. Order the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field the net length you want it to be shipped out at. The point is this. This client ordered 84 inch, and it's right on the nose at 84 inch. It's unlikely that you need 84 inch, meaning you probably need 83 1/8. So it's substantial steel is the bottom line. It is something that will have to be cut, obviously, which, save yourself the work. Order the 84 inch, but put the net height that you'll need. The factory will happily prep it at that fashion. This is steel, the 43 SP. I'm not sure what I said earlier. 43 SP is the part number. The material thickness, 0.115. 0.115, so almost 1/8 of an inch thick steel, okay, and a prime coat finish. Now this is going to be prepped for holes. You can see here that you've got a little hole, a couple of big holes, and that continues down the length of the threshold. There are, on this 7-foot piece, a total of 3 little holes. You're going to get 3 little self-drilling screws. Those are what you're going to use to position the astragal onto the space. What I like to do is get the astragal put up where I think it's going to work right, hold it down with a couple of clamps, install it with 2 of the 3 screws. If you want to put 3, fine. 2 would be fine, in my experience. Test for proper door operation. You need to ensure that it works in that instance so that the doors still latch and no corrections or padding are necessary or shimming are necessary whatsoever, because the next step is you're going to drill all the sex bolts through the door. Obviously, this will be the head exposed on the outside. That will be your interior side. This sex bolt is perfect in the sense of this. The drawing that it's showing is not the best way to show this sex bolt because they don't elicit the ability to dramatize its proper installation. I'm hooking the tape measures to the underside of the top of the female portion. To the underside of the head, it's basically 1 5/8 of an inch. That means this. When you drill this hole through the door and you insert this down all the way in, and it's got those splines here so that it will bite in and not turn. That's probably going to be a 3/8 hole. Let me test that right now. Then I'll illustrate the rest of my point in that 1 5/8 length. 0.367 inch. 0.367 inch is the diameter. Okay, so 3/8. You might need to ovalize that a little bit to get it to fit in, but you probably shouldn't need to. Nice clean hole. 0.368 inch. The point is this: when this gets inserted, and it's actually a little short, in my opinion, to be of proper use. This would be better served if it was 1 3/4, because when that gets inserted through the astragal, and then you tighten down the male bolt, which has that Phillips drive, and you tighten that down, the inner piece of steel of the inside face will rest against that shoulder, eliminating really the crushing in of the door. Now, in an application like this, you're probably going to be hitting lots of steel, so there's no possibility really to crush the door when you're tightening the screws down, but that would be the proper use for that sex bolt. So you're going to drill a 3/8 through the door for the exterior. Now the interior hole, that's going to work. You're going to have a 3/8. The caliper says that the inside of this head diameter is 0.376 inch. 0.376 for here, that shoulder diameter, okay? Length of that bolt, not that it necessarily matters, I suppose, assuming this is going on 1 3/4 doors. If it's 1 3/8, Everything's going to be a bit long, so we'll have to order that correctly. The underside of the head to the end of the threads is about 1 3/16 inches. And I'm going to go with 1/4 inch on that thread type. And that makes up a very common sex bolt. This piece of hardware, use it on astragals, use it on door closers, use it on exit devices, all of it. You're going to want to through bolt it. And through bolting it through the door is really what makes this a security astragal, is the important part to really know. Now I'm a large fan of this security astragal because it seals the gap between the two doors. You've got two doors and it seals that gap. It does so in such a way that it's got that bend in it so that any strike plate that you have installed will nest inside of that lip. Okay, so obviously this is going to be your active door, the larger leaf. The smaller leaf will be your inactive door, and that will be the seam between, so that when your door, when you've got your inactive door and the strike plate lip hangs off, and then you close that active door, you've got that hump in there so that the lip of the strike can nest inside. The advantage of that is you are not having to cut the strike plate back on some very sharp, blunt angle, because you'll get into a position where perhaps the lock doesn't work as smoothly as it used to, because strike plates, as you know, have a small lip to them, a radius to them, a bullnose, if you would. So I'm a big fan of this astragal, and quite frankly, I wish it was installed on every pair of doors, because that's how, double doors are easy to attack in the sense of breaking in, but this security astragal, especially the fact that it's 1/8 of an inch steel, it is through bolted, and there's no holes on the exterior to attack, make it a very important piece of hardware. Yes, you'll have these 3 holes exposed, doesn't matter, everything else is through bolted, sex bolted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On this 7-foot astragal, there are 8 preps for the sex bolts, and you can't really see them, but all the rest of the sex bolts are there. And that is generally how it works. There's generally 1 more hole than the length. So a 4-foot ought to have 5 holes. A 3-foot, not that you'd have it, but if you had windows, you'd use shorter pieces as well. It's heavy, weighs practically 7 pounds. 1 7-foot astragal, so about 1 pound per foot, so keep that in mind. Okay. Available in stainless steel as well. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Zero products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. Before we get to that, there is a link below this video to the document called Product Brochure, and the 43SP and the 43STST are seen on page 2, your steel and then your stainless steel option. And obviously, if you have a pair of stainless doors like here in Chicago, the Chicago Transit Authority, with all of the trains that run, all of the stations, there is lots of stainless steel doors installed, so obviously you'd have a stainless installation for such an application. The name Zero is synonymous with high-quality weather stripping, well-engineered weather stripping products, and some customer service people there that have proven to really be capable of correcting mistakes, getting orders done, follow-up, follow-through, that sort of stuff. So they earn the business in that regard. Any questions on the 043SP Security Astragal or any other Zero product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.